Hello and welcome back. It's GotAUkulele review day. As always, it's the summary review to the full review linked below. Much more detail down there. Okay, this is a first for this brand on the website, and it is one of those Amazon-only brands. You may recall I'd said in the past that I was going to stop doing those because some of those brands, and I'm not claiming that this brand has done this, I stress, but some of those brands have got some pretty dubious marketing practices, paying for reviews, that kind of thing. And I figured I just don't want to be part of that, and certainly would never do a paid-for review. I reflected on that and realised that if I don't review them, they then get free rein to just continue to do paid-for reviews, and that's not fair on the buyers. So I figured I would occasionally buy some myself, not playing their marketing game. I bought this one. And I will give you an impartial view of it. That doesn't mean it's going to be a bad review, doesn't mean it's going to be a bad model, but it does mean I'm going to tell you the truth. And this brand is a new one to me. As I say, Amazon only. The brand is called Vangoa. And this is essentially their Mahogany concert. It has a model number UK23, but they do that marketing thing, that horrible marketing thing of calling it something like Mahogany 23-inch Hawaiian guitar superb quality ukulele kit. Something like that. It's horrible. The 23 inches signifies the length from down here to the top of the headstock, which is a completely pointless measurement. You want to know what the measurement is from the saddle to the nut. Anyway, it's their UK23 Mahogany concert. And looking at it, pretty generic, but actually not unlike things like the Kala KAC, the Cordoba 15cm I reviewed a couple of weeks ago, the Lanikai LU21C. It's a mahogany laminate body with some cream edge binding. It's a very generic look, but it works. And actually, to be fair to them, the body-wise, it's all put together really, really well. It's plain enough mahogany, 2 pieces on the top, 2 pieces on the sides and on the back. Finished in an open pore satin, but compared to some, it's pretty tidy actually. No issues with the finish, no issues with the joints or the wood. That cream binding is complemented on the top with some black thin purfling, and it's attractive enough. The bridge, they don't specify, hardwood, tie-bore style, screwed in place, straight-topped plastic saddle, not much more to say about that. It is tidy, and other than that cream binding, the only other decoration you get is this etching around the sound hole. I don't like etching, and this, it kind of looks like it's been done by a machine, and it also runs under the fingerboard, something else I really hate as well. I'd much rather just a cream ring around there. That is purely a gripe of mine on aesthetics. Anyway, as I say, body generally, in fact, not just generally, it is very well made. And looking inside, one of the tidiest cheap Amazon ukuleles I've ever seen. Notched linings, fairly delicate bracing, no mess. The sound hold edge is also nice and thin, and that means it's really resonant. This is good down here, to be fair to them. You'll also spy, you get a couple of strap buttons as well. Up to the neck, mahogany, I believe, 3 pieces, joint at the heel, joint at the headstock. We're in really generic territory here with this one, as you can imagine. Very rounded on the back on the profile, disappointingly narrow 35mm and 26mm G2A, which makes it kind of really horrible for me to play. I know that the Enya last week was the same measurements, but there was something about that. I think it was the radius fingerboard top that made it comfortable. I don't think this is going to be comfortable because it's a flat top. There we are. Very typically Far Eastern, and I wish we'd see an end to these. Topped with another unspecified hardwood fingerboard, maybe rosewood, maybe walnut, don't know. And one thing that really sort of then grabbed my attention in their specs, and it's true, is that they specify it's got rolled fingerboard edges. That is to say that the edge here of the fingerboard is not a 90-degree sharp edge, but it's curved and sanded off for comfort. That's a really nice thing. And it is indeed rolled, and you really don't see that. When I come to the price of this, you don't see that on instruments of this price. That's a nice touch. It is, however, completely let down by the fact that the frets are really sharp on the edges. So they've gone to the trouble of making a nice comfortable edge on the fingerboard, but then made... They're too sharp. It needs setting up. Anyway, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of those to the body, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. The sharp edges are unforgivable. And it's part of the problem with selling from Amazon only, because it's not going through a dealer who would either reject this or dress them or make sure that they were tidy before they sent it out. Incidentally, you get position dots at 5, 7, 10, double at the 12th, one at 15th, none on the side. That's a real shame. It's an uncomfortable neck as it is, but if you're going to go the trouble of making it rolled on the edges, you've got to dress the frets properly, haven't you? Plastic nut. Interesting enough headstock, bit narrow looking, more laser etching on the logo. Sorry about the shadows, don't really like that. Bit scruffy as well, came with a divot in the top of it. Yeah, all right. And very generic, unbranded, sealed, open gears. And there we are. Now what you'll spy there is a string tag saying Aquila. I don't actually think they are Aquila. And I'll tell you why. I don't think they feel like Aquila. I think they're white nylon. But as part of the package, you get one of these ubiquitous little goodie bags that come with Chinese instruments now. There's a tuner in there. There's a strap. There's also a spare set of strings. And the spare strings are white nylon. So I don't know why they put that string tag on, because I'm 99% sure these are not Aquila strings. You also get padded gig bag, as they all come with. And this is about, as I say, Amazon, about £70 in the UK, about $55 in the US. So that's a hell of a good price. It undercuts a similar looking mahogany laminate body instrument, the KAC by Carla. It significantly undercuts the Cordoba 15cm I looked at, which is about £100. So, and you get these extra goodies in. Remember, with goodies though, people look at that and say, oh, that's a good deal. You are paying for those. And I'd rather they'd spent some of the money in that and not given you the goodies, but ensured that things like the fingerboard was tidy. Can't have everything, can we? Anyway, 70 quid, very good price. What I find with these value instruments is they're really hit and miss on the quality, on the sound quality. The build on this is very good. It's clearly very resonant. The setup is all right. I'd take the saddle down a touch, but it's not too bad. The fret ends are unforgivable, and other than that, there's not much more wrong with it, actually. And I am going to tune this, because this is another reason why I think these aren't Aquilas, because they are taking forever to settle. You know, I've been tuning this all week, and I know ukulele strings go out when they're new, but not this quickly. And Aquilas settle much quicker than this. And I know this is boring, but there we are. Close enough. First up, volume. Well, I'll come on to something else. You might hear in the video a buzz. And I've tracked the buzz down. It's nothing to do with the strings. It's one of the collars of the tuners up here. That's easily fixed with a socket set, but it would involve me to do it properly, taking the string off. And I just wanted to get this reviewed. That is fixable. But again, like the sharp fret ends, it should never have left a shop like that. And if you bought one of these from a dealer, it wouldn't. If you buy it from Amazon, it would. So there's buzzing throughout this. It's buzzing that's fixable, but it shouldn't be there. Anyway, the volume, really good, punchy. It doesn't feel strangled, and the sustain is pretty good too. Again, not earth-shattering. And it is, like a lot of these laminate mahogany bodies, a generic tone, a boxy tone, but not as boxy as the Cordoba I looked at a couple of weeks ago that had a bit of an echo to it. It's quite rounded. In fact, I really like the tone of it. As a beginner instrument tone, that's really all right. I will say this, I think the sound's as good as the Cordoba. The Cordoba costs 100 quid. Had a similarly narrow nut, but the setup on the Cordoba was much better because they come through dealers. That's quite pretty. Chimey, a little bit muddy, where the strings harmonise together, but passable. It's in that same category as those various other. And it probably sounds like the others because the bodies are probably all made in the same sort of factories. It's a shame. This gets a mixed score. The score is probably dragged up on the value for money stakes when you see the scores in the written review below, and I feel a bit uncomfortable with that because there's a lot going for it, but equally the problem here is the fact that they don't go through dealers. You're buying them direct from Vangoa, and their quality control needs looking at. And this is the price you pay when you buy from Amazon. You might get a good one, and if you get a good one, great. You might get a terrible one. And if you're a seasoned instrument player or a tech and know how to do a setup, okay, I could fix this in half an hour. But it's a £70 instrument. It's clearly aimed at beginners. It comes with a little beginner kit with everything you need. How many beginners are going to say, okay, that's fine, I've spent £70. Now what I need to do is change the strings, I need to dress the frets, I need to take the saddle action down. That's beyond what they're expecting to do. So what they end up with here is a sharp, poorly set up instrument. But it sounds good. It does sound of its price and as good as a £100 Cordoba 15cm. So, it's kind of... this is where they frustrate me, the Amazon ones, because this could have got a really glowing score, maybe up towards the 9s from GotAUkulele, but it can't because you're paying a price for that value, and that Amazon Prime delivery is that it's not getting looked at by somebody who understands an instrument. The Vangoa Mahogany concert, the Vangoa 23-inch Hawaiian Marvel concert, or whatever they want to call it today. But that's what it is. It's a laminate mahogany body from Vangoa, available from Amazon around the world, I think. About £70, $50 odd, and it's... go carefully. Not wholly bad, just in need of being passed through a dealer's hands. Back next week. Enjoy your week. Bye-bye.